I forgot to put.
You ever drop a song and feel like nobody really heard it? No comments, no support, just silence. Uploaded, forgotten. Streaming numbers don't mean nothing. But what if there was a place built different? Where artists don't get buried, they battle. Where fans don't scroll, they connect. Where your sound actually gets heard. Swain Family Records. Music competitive arena, real battles, real fans, real connection. No gatekeepers, no fake hype, just music. And a community that listens. This is your moment to be seen, to be heard, to be part of something bigger. Join the movement, build your sound. This ain't for everybody. This is for the ones who know they got it and ready to prove it.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the official Swain Family Records Network StreamYard operator training. I'm Omega Knightmoon. Before we begin, I want to explain one piece of terminology that we will be going to use throughout this training and why somebody is the host or co-host of an SFR show that describes their role in the front of the audience. So what I want everyone to understand is that each role is completely different from the person actually operating the StreamYard. For this training, I'm going to call the person controlling StreamYard the operator. For examples, I might be on-air host while Scarlett operates StreamYard. On another show, Scarlett might be the on-air host while I operate StreamYard. C is responsible for technical production of that broadcast. The other presenter comes into the studio through the guest link. The purpose of today's training is that nobody becomes dependent on their host partner. If your partner cannot make it to the show, you need to know how to run it. If they lose internet during the show, you need to know how to continue. If a video needs to be played, you need to know how. If the song needs to be loaded, you need to know how. If a guest needs to be brought in through the screen, you need to know how. If the broadcast needs to be created and sent to YouTube, you need to know how. By the time we finish today, you should understand the entire process from an empty StreamYard dashboard to ending a completed SFR broadcast. So here I've got on the screen right now an on-air role of the host, the special co-host, artist, guest. StreamYard roles the operator is the person who's operating this designated SFR StreamYard host seat, and the guest is everyone entering through the studio guest link, such as Jim B and Nova Star. Before somebody can send an SFR broadcast to their own YouTube channel, they actually need to. Now I lost my place. Having a Google account, they need to actually create a YouTube channel. Having a Google account by itself does not necessarily mean that you have created your public YouTube channel. Google's current instructions are: you sign into YouTube, you open your profile picture, which I will show now. I can find it. Okay, so here you've got where you're creating the channel. So you go in and you log into your YouTube, you go to create, then you create a channel. This is a old account that I've got of my late wife's, so I used it for example, and then you create your channel. Once you get past that point, you will have I believe it's this one. No, that's actually the first page. Second one is where you get to after you click create. Once you've created your channel, you'll see this screen and you'll be able to broadcast to that channel. But there is a catch-22 to that, of course. You want to hit get started, and once you hit get started, you will move on to the final parts of creating the channel. There's actually 10 parts to it. This is the most important part. Once you have created a channel, you're going to have to wait 24 hours to be able to create the channel. So once you have created the channel and you've got it ready to go and you request your ability to stream, the next thing that you're going to get is this one right here. And then you move on to verifying your phone number. If you haven't put in a phone number, if you got a phone number, you're not going to have to do that one. I did because I didn't have a phone number on that one. Took a lot of screenshots this morning. And then you finally get to here. Now, once you've done that, of course, once the 24 hours is over, you'll be able to add it to StreamYard itself. Now, you move back into the StreamYard, you move to the dashboard. The first major thing I want you to understand is destination. A destination is wherever StreamYard is sending our broadcasts. Today, we're concentrating on YouTube. Now, once you get that, you'll be able to see your destinations. And of course, StreamYard is going to be difficult. This is the fun part where we're both learning at the same time. You can only have 10 images on StreamYard at one time. Now I can share it. So, no, that's the host. There it is. So as you can see, this is where you do your destinations. So you're going to want to select OGP first because he is the mainstream port person. Once you have him set up, all you've got to do is just fill out the information, the title, the description, add a 2 megabyte or less thumbnail. And then once you've done all that, there's going to be the bottom part to that, which is here. Bottom part, you're going to leave as a privacy as public. You can choose a category of education, entertainment, music, whatever you feel like your thing is going to, your podcast is going to be. You want to schedule it for you later. If it's today, then you select the time that you're going to do it, and then you click go back up to the top. Once you go back up to the top, you'll be able to select the other destinations. If you have a destination that has been already 24-hour verified, you click the blue plus sign at the end, and then you go through the process of adding the channel to create live stream. Now, If an authorized YouTube destination is already connected, it will appear here. When creating the broadcast, destinations that are not selected appear inactive or gray. When we select one, it marks it as an active destination for this broadcast. Never assume that because YouTube channel exists in StreamYard, tonight's show belongs to it. Select only the destinations approved for that broadcast, and Moses can get with you and tell you which ones are for which one, which streams. Mine and my wife's, mine and Rebecca's, you can use at all times. It doesn't matter. We don't care. I believe Forge Music is another one that can be used, and always select OGP's 2 for his YouTube and for his Twitch. Those two are a must. Those always have to be on. Now, when you build an SFR show from nothing, you're going to need to create the live stream, go to the studio, and when you're logging in for the very first time after you get your link, you're going to get this screen first. Then from there, you move on after it finishes loading. And you get your login page. Obviously, that's me. Once you get to the next point after you've logged in, you will get this page. Now, this page is very important because these are your studios. You always want to choose from these 3 studios. Now, I stole Fozzie's for today because it's the one that you can change and go from place to place within there. But if the studio already has a streaming recordings at the bottom, because you can see where it says streaming and recordings, those you want to avoid touching unless it is your own one. I guess I didn't capture a string out of that. Whoops. So you want to go ahead and stay with these 3 and create your stream from that. Once you log back out of it after you've done your setup, it will appear in the streams and recordings, and it will be scheduled, so it will notify people on YouTube that it is available to be streamed. And to fill it out, you want to remain consistent with our naming process, which is usually SFR, and then what the show name is, and then in the description you want to put the event or theme, the date if appropriate. We don't want to see things like Monday stream, tonight, test 2, anything like that, or anything else that somebody forgot the audience, because the audience can't see that. The description should also contain the basic information we want carried with the live stream. For example, if we're doing Jamming with Scarlet Omega, the description would be Swain Family Records Network presents Jamming with Scarlet Omega, and then the theme, like we're having a theme coming up, which is going to be 2000s to 2010 rock and metal. You want to put it in the host, and if you have any special co-hosts or anything, you put them in there. If you already know that you're going to have a certain amount of people and who they are, you can add them also. And at the very bottom, you want to put Swain Family Records and then hyphen Global Sound. And that is pretty much it right there. You want to do that to the first destination, to OGP, because once you fill out that information, you can click the other destinations and it automatically autofills those, so you won't be sitting there having to type that out on every destination, just the first destination. You do the other 4 destinations and any destinations you might add, and then that will auto-populate all the destinations where they say the same thing. And that saves us from typing constantly. I know I hate typing, so I'm hoping that everybody else is the same way. Now, hey, Forge is home. Now, once you get all that done, at the very bottom, it has a save button. You click the save button. Once you click the save button, then it will schedule it. I didn't lock it. I don't know who locked it. Anyway, scheduling the show does not make it automatically start the broadcast at the time. Once your scheduled event is ready to air, you have to actually hit the button that says go live. Once you hit the go live, you can it will actually start streaming. Now the most important thing is that 2 megabyte thumbnail is 1280 by 720. So if you create a file, you want to make sure that it's 1280 by 720 pixels. Before clicking create live stream, you want to verify the date, the time, the title, the description, the thumbnail, the destination, the privacy, then create live stream. Usually it says save, but sometimes we'll say customize for each destination. If that happens, you just go ahead and click that and then click the save on the next page. Now, the actual content for the program, you want to open media assets, and then you want to select which one you're going to do, whether it's a podcast or if it's one of the shows that's already listed. If it's one of the shows that's already listed, everything that you need is going to be there. And that makes it easier. Now, we used to be able to create brands. Unfortunately, we have reached our limit on brands. So like for Soldier, you can go ahead and stay on SFR main when you create yours for Midnight Soul this weekend. And then you go from there because all the assets that are on all the pages are on SFR main. So you can create it from there. It'll be really easy to do. Yeah. So you want to do, whenever you're going in, you want to create your intro. Your intro, if you do not have one, you can select one of the two that we have, which the two that I usually use are, it starts with a question and Swain Family Records. That's the 1 minute and 2 second one, the 1 minute and 15-second one. Those two come through, and once you have those going, they will automatically play as soon as you hit go live. So you're doing good there. I wish I could show you, but I did not get the seat literally until about 24 minutes ago to be able to set all this up. So yeah, fun. No, not that one. I need to go through and name these a little bit better. Okay, so this is where you start off with the create. As you can see that it's in the upper right hand corner, the little blue button. Now, once you go there, you're not going to see your podcast until you actually click media assets. Once you click media assets, you're going to see your ability to create the go to any of the different podcasts. And that is a lot of files. As you can see, I just took this screenshot so I can show you. But up at the top, right underneath all the YouTubes that are listed there, where you see the end stream right now, you hit the podcast. And once you hit podcast, you'll see all our podcasts. And so as you can see, SFR main was the one I was talking to you about earlier, Soldier. Is if you click that one, it has all the media assets that you need, all the intros supposed to be all the intros for everybody. But I choose podcast for the very sole fact that this is a podcast. This isn't, it's not fancy fiction. It's not Jim with Scarlet. Any of those can be chosen, but keep in mind that if you change in the assets in those, it's going to cause a problem for the people who have set those up. So we want to, just go from SFR main, which will make it easy for people to be able to do what they need to do. Thank you for joining us, Soldier. All right, so the next thing that you need to understand is that when you're uploading your media, you want to make sure that when you're uploading your media, you do not upload it under the background. You want to upload it under the video clips. The video clips is going to be under media. Wait, no, of course it didn't. Try and get a screenshot of it so I can show you. I know this is not going smooth, but I'm trying to make it smoother than it was yesterday. So as you can see, video clips here, you see more. If you click more, you will get a new window. And when you get the new window, it doesn't matter if you drag it or if you use drag and drop, or if you use the blue button that says upload or add file, you can at that point be able to upload the files that you want to. Just drop them right there and it will add to all the other video files. Now, I know that Soldier's doing her brand new show, the Midnight Soul. Is that what it's called? Midnight Soul?
Yes, Midnight Soul.
All right, sweet. All right, so when you're doing Midnight Soul and you need to add files to, like they send you an MP4, this is where you load the MP4s. And that's going to be under the video clips.
Okay.
Try to make sure that you're ready when you do yours, because I know this is your first one that you're doing, and I hope you do really great with it because I'm really excited for it. Now, the other files you're going to be adding are going to be your music. You want to add that to the background music. And it's the same way that you do the MP4s. You just hit the plus button.
No. The other side?
As you can see, you got all these songs. And if you've got if it comes up and it says that you can only upload 100 files, you can delete all these songs, like The Sinner and Say Closer Than All. I don't even know what the rest of that one is. I know that one's Rebecca's Bandcamp Confessionals, Words Stuck in My Throat, I believe it is. The Hollow Halls. I don't know about Feeding the Ducks. I think Feeding the Ducks is actually a StreamYard one. Yep, that's a StreamYard one. Lo-Fi as well. We're All Mad Here you can delete. 4G Alternative. And Night Driving is also a StreamYard background music, so I wouldn't touch that one. But you get the more music. Don't know why I didn't capture that part.
So do you have to pay for StreamYard to use all these features?
Okay, so Moses is the one who owns the StreamYard. That's OGB Swain. And he pays a premium per month for the StreamYard. And I think Jim has the free version. Jim, do you pay for yours, or is yours a free account?
I do pay for one, but I use a free account for Swain Family Records.
Right. So you can create your own account, but for streaming, I believe you have to pay for it. And it's something like $20 a month or something like that. But he's got a lot of extra features. So I don't know how much he actually pays for it, but the minimum account is $20. I think that only allows for maybe 15, 10 on 10 in the backstage, 5 on stage, and then he's got the special one where it allows for 10 people online and 15 people backstage. Hopefully you never have to deal with that. I've only had to deal with it once. It was horrible. Just being honest with you. Here's a better shot of this one. I'm going to turn off the banner because it is interfering. There we go. That's better. So if you see down here at the bottom where it says more music, you click that, and of course you get the same thing. And it does give you a warning. Do not upload songs that you do not own and do not have authorized use, which is why everybody has to sign that nice little form that says, I understand that you're going to be streaming my stuff. I understand that it will be aired and saved for posterity. So it's not a big deal. I mean, we all want our music out there. We all want our music heard. So it's just one of those things that, you got to do. And as you can see, you can click add music, or you can drag and drop your music there. And then it will quickly upload to the page. Once it clicks uploads to the page, you play it. Want to make sure that before you go live, you test all your videos, all your songs. You don't have to listen to the whole thing. Just listen to like the first 2-3 seconds of it. Boom, it plays. You're good to go. Oh, hush. Forge got home. He's in the background. Currently, StreamYard recommends a 16:9 MP4 video clips, typically 1920 by 1080 or 1280 by 720. The standard plan permits clips up to 200 megabytes in under 10 minutes. Business raises those limits. Very important information is when you play a StreamYard video clip, StreamYard automatically mutes all people on stage to prevent echo. If you intentionally need to speak over the clip, you must unmute yourself. So we all know that we're all going to be quiet during music videos, so that's really not really important. But I don't know why they felt that it was necessary to put that in there. Probably because they expect people to be able to go in and they're doing business. And if they're doing business, then, you know, they're going to have things that they're discussing and having information about. So, anybody have any questions up to date? No questions?
I'm good at this point.
Am I explaining it properly, or is everybody understanding? It's my biggest fear is that I'm going too fast or giving too much information too fast. Now there is. Go ahead.
I'm saying this is a joke. No questions here, Junior.
You're funny. All right. On to the second half. All right. So the intros and outros. When you set your intro, now for Gemini with Scarlet Omega and also for the Fantasy Fiction Live, I created the videos for that. You can actually create videos if you want to. You can create a song and then create a poster that is 1920 by 1080. You can take both of those into Canva and you can make a video in Canva using those two items. I will make this a little easier because I can share that. Make it easier for y'all to see. No idea. So as you can see on here, you just want to go over here to video, landscape video. And as you can see, you can create a free account. I have a free account and I make a lot of videos, and here's, you know, you can see all my uploads that I do for video and audio. So it makes it a lot easier to create a video, and you can name your video up here like I did for Becca. I'll make another one. Yes, I type bad. You just click it, comes down here. You go over to your image, pop it on there, come over here until it becomes narrow. I usually click back over to audio so I can see how long it is. You just drag until you get to that 3-minute and 55-second mark. Boom. Boom. Then you share, download, download, and it will load it all up. Takes about 2 minutes usually. And after that 2 minutes is over, it sends it to your download. You have it on your download, you're ready to go. And then that's what you want to upload. And keep in mind that you want to keep your intro around 2 minutes, because anything over 2 minutes, you know, yeah, you can go as high as 2.5, but you know, you start losing interest of people when it starts hitting that 2 to 3 minute mark. You're making me hungry, soldier. And there it went. Valley Girl and Goddess have a question. Let me go back. Yes, Yes, you can change the assets for your show. You can change anything on the screen. Just keep in mind that you don't want to delete anything or remove anything unless, it's something that was on a previous show. If it was on a previous show, then you want to make sure that it's okay to delete. Like, message Moses, say, hey, I need more space to upload my stuff. Can I go ahead and delete blah, blah, blah asset? And he'll get back to you and let you know. Did that answer your question? OGP's out there. Hey, OGP, how you doing? Yeah, once you take the seat a couple of times, you shouldn't have any problem at all. It's actually it's one of those things where you learn how to do it, and then you sit there and think, why was I so nervous that first time? So once you get all that uploaded in both the MP3s and the MP4s, keep in mind the MP4 is the only video asset that they will actually allow you to upload. If you try to upload an MOV, an ABI, or anything else like that, it's going to kick it right back and say you can't upload it. I've tried to upload waves and M4As, but I found the MP3s are really the only one that StreamYard likes to play well with. So I usually say just MP3s, but it will upload MP3s, OGGs, M4As, AACs, WMAs, and WAVs. But I'd like to just keep it simple and upload MP3s. You can click it to start it, click it to stop it. If you are testing it, you just want to click it for like a second and let it listen to it for a second or two just to make sure. If you want to listen to the whole song, go right ahead. I myself, I don't like listening to the songs before my stream just because I like to give an authentic response to it for hearing it the first time instead of going, oh, I've heard this one twice now and I liked it the first two times. Now it's kind of boring. Only use material that is owned by SFR or one of the people that you have in the broadcast, or you have permission to broadcast. Otherwise, it has the rights, and then we're putting SFR in a legal situation because StreamYard does not protect from copyright claims. Now, in the media assets, you do have backgrounds. I created a background for this one, and I've also done the one for Fantasy Fiction Live, and also I redid the one for Global Sounds. Fixed his because he had it chopped off at the welcome. But you can create these. They're 1920 by 1080, just like most of the other assets that you want to do, especially videos. But you can actually go and you can go to the background just like you do with the MP4s, just like you do with the MP3s. Everything is pretty much the same. You once you get the hang of doing the MP3s and the MP4s, you can go ahead and look at all the other things as they're the same. You're not going to be changing much. It's just going through, and you will see it as this. And right here, you see that we already have a bunch that we have for the different streams. And a minute ago, you saw me I clicked Global Sounds Top 5, which was the previous show. But you can add your own here. You can actually hit more. And of course, you're going to get the same screen that you get when you upload an MP3 or an MP4, except it's only going to accept JPGs or PNGs. So you want to make sure that you have your file in the form of JPG or MPG. JPG or PNG. I can't think today. Same screen, recommended size, mix, and you can do a small, short 10-second video. I have not tried it yet, but it might be interesting, but it's going to cause your stream to actually run a little bit slower just because it's having to constantly stream that 10-second video, and it's going to loop it throughout your entire show. So a standard background with nothing moving is usually the best way to do it. It makes it easier for everybody. Nobody's distracted by, oh, look at the pretty background. Now, moving on, we've also got sounds, audios that you can, like, when you finish playing a song, you know, you always hear. And that is because we actually have a button for that we actually can play, and we try to make sure that every single person gets applause. I don't applause myself. That seems kind of weird. So when you think about it, you know, I always, you know, since I'm running the back end, it's like, why would I applaud for myself? It just seems really, really weird. These are all the ones that we have. You heard the applause. Yeah, I don't like the laugh one because it just seems really, really loud. If it's too long, you can actually click it to stop it after that. You got the awe, which is ah. Then I made nope, can't say that because I thought it was funny to grab that out of my wife's song, Bandcamp Confessionals.
Nope, can't fucking say that.
So I use that for a lot of the podcasts whenever somebody is saying something that, you know, should not really be said on the radio. And then you've got our slogan. And then you've got the siren police for when you like a song a lot, so you hit that one, and that one basically sounds like either a fire department or police cars coming by. And, you know, tip jar is the one where if somebody swears on May Day, you play that one so that they know that they've got to pay. You've got shocked audience. You got Mayday sound. Mayday sound is a cute one. It's every time May is introduced, she gets her little sound. Heartbeat. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining us today.
I do not know what the other ones do. I know what the Storm Dark Thunder does, but we don't use that one anymore. I've never used the boo, and I've never used the scream, but Moses, OGP Swain, loves that one. He will hit that one constantly. Now, you can upload new assets, and basically, just like uploading an MP3, same way. You find a new sound that you want to have on your show, you can go and you can grab that sound, you can add it to your live stream, and you can play it all you want. Other people might go, oh, I like that one. They might use it on their show as well. Now, once you finish getting your live stream all set up and you've got it where it says go live, at that point, you want to go ahead and half an hour before your show airs, all your guests can be sent the link. And that's down at the bottom. It has a little person with a plus sign. This can be huge. It's gonna be funny. It looks like this. Looks like a person with a plus sign next to it, honestly. Once you press that, it's going to give you a link. You take that link, you pass it to all the people who are going to be guests, your co-host, and once you get that sent out, you have everybody join you. Now, once you have done all of that, you're going to have this bottom row. And the bottom row is basically where you are going to be adding people. And if they, hopefully you never have to do this, but if somebody misbehaves, you can remove them from the stream. But I have yet to have that problem, and I'm hoping that y'all never have that problem. But you can absolutely remove them from the screen. Looks like this. This is where all your people are. You can click on them to remove them. You can click on them to add them. As you can see, I've got a bunch of files up there, but you see where it says add to stage. That means that you can add that to stage. You can also remove them from the line by clicking the three buttons next to on the upper right-hand corner of their portrait, and remove from studio, and that kicks them out of the studio. And once you've kicked them out of the studio, they would have to actually follow the link back to get back in. I do not know if there is a way to ban a person from the studio, but if there is, OGP would be the person to ask, and you would have to ask him if you can ban somebody from his server. But as a guest enter, you want to add them to your stage. They can talk amongst themselves up until stream time. Once you click go live, there'll be another button that says go live. Once you click that second button for go live, it'll play the intro automatically. Once you finish you in the stream, you click in stream. It'll have another button for in stream. You click that button, it'll play the outro. Once the outro plays, you're done for the day, and that's all it is. It will automatically live stream to the YouTubes that you have set up, and it'll be ready. The only thing that I have to say on that portion is that you want to make sure that you verify all of the elements that you have on the live. You want to make sure you've got everything loaded up, ready to go. One thing that I do to make sure that I do have everything properly set up is that I go ahead and I add a number to how I am going to have them played. So number one goes on the first song, number two goes on the second song, etc., so forth and so forth, with the person's name and the name of the song. Make sure that you have all that. Don't stop talking. Whatever you do, don't stop talking. I know it sounds really weird, but when we have dead air, it literally makes the stream seem unprofessional. And what we're shooting for is that we want a professional, safe, fun place to be, because we don't want a lot of backlash or anything. We want everybody to be able to have a place to be able to stream their stuff, be able to get their music out there, and be able to talk about it. And that's why we have a comedy show. We have a spoken comedy show now, and we also have a couple of places where you can get your daily problems off your chest. We got Talking with Tanya and Beth. That's a great place to go if you have problems that you really feel like you might need some outside advice to get from them. And then we also have Dirty Diane and Dante for those really personal moments, and that one is one that I don't attend very often, but it can get interesting. Now, if your partner loses connection, don't panic. Just keep talking, keep the show moving. watch the backstage if they are a guest. If they're not a guest and they are the person running it, just wait. If you they will probably reboot or they'll come right back in. Once they get back in, they will be there. If they don't show back up after you've talked for like 2 minutes, go over to Facebook, message Moses, message me. We can come into the back end on starting next week. We'll have a third seat for emergencies where somebody can come in and rescue the stream on the back end side. So if your partner finally comes back, I will remove myself and stop, but I will let you know through private chat. I won't actually come into your live, so I'll just be in the back end and helping out with the stream until your partner gets back. This is why both of the members of the hosting team are being trained. If we know ahead of time that tonight's normal operator will not be available, the other trained member needs to be established as a designated StreamYard operator before the broadcast begins. That gives you the ability to run the stream. If your partner is the one who runs the stream normally, then it gives you the ability to run it for them if they are not available. Like tomorrow, Becky's in Waco with babysitting our grandbabies, so she would not be available tomorrow. Monday, she's not going to be able to because she's having surgery. So we are going to be having a special co-host of Gary Mathis, aka the Reaper, on our live stream. He's going to be co-hosting on that. And this purpose, the purpose of this training is not simply to teach you which button exists, is to make every SFR host team self-sufficient. This means that you can go forward in life, and even if you're not with SFR and you have the ability to do this, we have given you an outlet of your own that you could eventually start your own stream. Keep in mind that SFR does retain the rights for 6 months of any show created within the SFR network. Either person should be capable of preparing the show. Either person should be capable of creating the broadcast. Either person should be capable of loading media. Either person should be capable of operating the production. And if either person should be capable of keeping the show alive when and if something goes wrong. Be prepared, be professional, be unstoppable. Thank you all for joining. Told you to take an hour, Jim.
Yeah, you did. And pretty much right on point.
Yes. My browser keeps losing connection to my camera. There we go. All right. So if anybody has any more questions, I can't read that. Valleyville. Thank you. Thank you. And thank y'all for joining. I really appreciate y'all coming in. I do not know who Dirty Paint Productions is. Do you, Soldier?
I think that's a new person. I think they just started.
All right, cool. Thank you for joining. If nobody has any questions, I'll keep it for another 2 minutes and I'll go ahead and end the stream. Welcome in, Mythic Compression. I think I'm going to keep ignoring my wife for now. So what's your theme for next week, Nova?
What was your question? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
What's going on with your show for next week? What's your thing?
Oh, video games. Basically, any childhood video game you played as a kid.
Oh, come on! I've got a song for that.
Do? So
I
you're-
played it on Fantasy Fiction when we did video games. Remember?
I don't remember.
Insert disc 2.
Oh,
Yeah, now I remember. What do you mean by the time designations?
what?
I was talking to Mythic Compression.
Oh.
Comedy show, comedy club for the Thursday. We've got the theme for that set too. We're gonna do what you doing. For that, we're talking about like embarrassing moments. They don't have to be true, but embarrassing moments. The most embarrassing moment you can think about, make that a hit song.
Wow. So if it's like I set this stream for 4 p.m. for it's going to be 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, or the easiest way to remember is -5 GMT. So if we're going live at 4 p.m., that would be 9 p.m. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. If you are on the West Coast, that would be 2 p.m. If you're on the East Coast, it would be 5 p.m. So we're always all the listing times are always going to be CST, except for one, which is Global Sounds, and he goes live at 5 p.m. +1 GMT.
You have to remember. You have to remember on that though. When you're setting the time on your end, it's based on your own time.
Really? I thought it was based on CST.
No, it's based on your local time.
Okay. Now, when the posts are done on Swain Family Records, all times on Swain Family Records are Central Standard Time, except for Global Sounds.
Father, I think you have a good song for the comedy club this week. Well, next week. But you've already played it.
Yeah, you heard me just say that I've got everything locked into folders, right? I hate how long this takes.
All right, I'm gonna bounce.
Hang on. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
I'm loading something just special for you.
Oh, okay.
It just takes a while for it to upload. I don't know why. I think it's StreamYard. StreamYard like chokes on anything over 20 megs. But 3,000 meeting global timestamp. Oh wow. Well, fortunately for us, when we post them to YouTube, YouTube takes over the timing mechanism, so we don't really have to worry about it. I don't think it's going to load. I'll send it over to your dad. Nope, there it goes. Finally hit. I'm only going to play like 2 minutes of it, see if you remember it.
Boot the machine. Load disc 1. Choose your path. Fighter? Thief? No. Magic user. and a half-inch floppy in the side of the drive. Little square piece of plastic made a kingdom come alive. Sierra Mountain on the screen, speakers starting to sing. Spielberg opened up like I had stepped through a ring. No steel on my shoulder, no lockpicks in my hand. I chose intelligence and magic as the way I'd make my stand. Barely had the mana, barely knew what I could do, but every spell grew stronger every time I followed through. Notebook by the keyboard, handwritten maps and clues. Saved before the forest, cause Sierra liked you bruised. No videos to guide me, no answer, one click away. Just a kid, a glowing screen, and hours left to play. Open up the door, fetch what.
Remember that one now?
Yeah, I remember it from the picture.
Yep. See, I have a perfect one for video games. I'll send it over to you so you can play it. I won't be on your show though.
So, did you hear what I said?
Mm-mm.
I was talking to my dad. My dad's in the room. Sorry.
Oh.
I said you had a good song for the comedy club, but you've already played it.
What?
Bro, I saw your mama.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, no.
What?
I'm doing the song, What You Doing?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to end the stream. It's 5 o'clock and it's time for a drink because it's 5 o'clock to here. All right. Y'all have a good day. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
It starts with a question. In the quiet of the night, staring at numbers that don't reflect your heart. But your follower count does not define your talent. Don't let the algorithm dim your light. Welcome to a new era. At Swain Family Records, we're rewriting the rules for the independent artist. We're not just a label, we're an ecosystem built for those who push harder. Step into the competitive arena. This is where live music meets real impact. From live competitions to deep storytelling, here the community decides your momentum. Unprecedented exposure, real fans, real networking, real growth. This is a place for leaders. Host your own events, build your membership, and earn your share. The harder you push, the bigger your lane becomes. Community support keeps these doors open. Together, we are unstoppable. We're building the infrastructure of the future. Apps, radio, and direct-to-fan power. We are building the people first, so when we launch with momentum. One ecosystem, multiple revenue streams, real community, no middleman. Swain Family Records, build your legacy.